Hi everyone, it's Chris and Katrina from our Everyday Getaway, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we want to discuss why we chose a Class A diesel RV for full-time living.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, so when Katrina and I first started RVing, we were part-timers, and we chose a Class A gasser RV. And
you talking about the time we rented or when we bought one?
Well, both.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, a big reason why we chose, or I chose, or picked a Class A RV.
Yeah, why was that?
Well, okay, this is extremely important.
Please.
It's very important. A big reason, I had a CDL Class B license. So I was used to driving that type of vehicle where we sat up, you would sit up, and you had the large windshield and you had the big perspective and you could see everything.
I remember when we went to rent the first time when we decided we were going to do this journey out west. Chris did not want the little Class C windshield. That was really important to you to have that large window.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I knew I didn't want to rent or get a Class C. I wanted to sit up high. I liked the perspective of sitting up high with the large windshield.
Okay.
So we knew early on we wanted a Class A.
We did?
Yes, we did. We did.
Okay.
So we decided to buy, when we were part-timers, we bought a Class A gasser, and we loved it.
We did love it. Yes,
we enjoyed it.
And I kind of miss it, to be honest with you, a little bit.
I don't
a
miss
little
it.
bit. A little bit.
I don't miss it, but so we knew that's where we wanted to start with the Class A.
True.
We knew we didn't want a Class C. Class C wasn't for me. I wasn't interested in the trailer.
Did you hear that? Wasn't for me.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. But and they're nice. There are plenty of travel trailers that are awesome. They're just, and I knew I didn't want a fifth wheel. But the fifth wheel was kind of, we were kind of back and forth on the fifth wheel.
That was in the background. We kind of, it kept on sneaking up. Like one time we went to Florida for a friend's wedding, and we ended up looking at some RVs. We went to like a small little RV show, and we found the perfect one for us.
It was a nice fifth wheel.
And we did go back and forth on that for a while.
Look, I'll be honest with you.
It was really nice.
A big reason we didn't pick a fifth wheel is my lack of experience towing something. I was very uncomfortable. I've towed trailers before at work with of low ride flat bed trailers with equipment on the back, so I have some knowledge of it, some experience, but I was uncomfortable buying a truck and a fifth wheel having no experience driving that.
Well, you know, I've driven and hauled trailers
so
before.
That doesn't matter because that's completely out of the question. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
So what if it takes me an hour to get in the parking spot with a trailer
that's
on
not
the
going to
back?
happen.
Right?
I mean, look, there were some we really thought about fifth wheels for a while. We really did.
We did. We found that one, remember? And it had the kitchen on the top part.
It was a very nice
model.
model.
My goodness. It was
awesome.
It was
a Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek. It was like champagne.
A champagne model. I can't remember the number. I have it saved somewhere. And it was nice. But look, I'm going to be honest with you. I was somewhat intimidated driving a fifth wheel, a 40-foot or bigger fifth wheel with a truck. I had no experience doing that, and I just didn't want to go out there not knowing anything about it and just make it happen.
Well, and I think also for where we're at right now in our journey, the RV journey, we're not staying anywhere long enough time. Like we'll be at places a week to 2 weeks, 3 at the most. So we want to, if we do that, maybe later on when we stay places for a longer amount of time.
Now, we had the Class A RV. We were part-timers, and we had that for 3 years, and we did take it out west, and we drove through the mountains.
Ooh, that was scary.
Yeah, but it handled it no problem. Now, we weren't towing anything at the time.
No,
when we went out west. We weren't towing anything at the time. Later on, we did tow, and it worked out fine, but we weren't driving through the mountains towing anything.
We were not.
So be that as it may, I think we always knew that if we were going to go full-time, we wanted to go with a diesel pusher, right?
Well, you know what? I felt like as long as I was safe, and Chris convinced me that it was the way to go. So,
yeah, the thought of a diesel pusher with having the power and the air ride suspension just really did appeal to me. I just felt like a lot of many people who owned a Class A RV, from what research I've done, have a tendency to improve the suspension on the Class A to make it ride more like a diesel pusher. And I did do that.
Yes.
There's a couple things I did, just small little things, and they did make a difference. They did make a difference. So we were looking for something that was a little larger, something that had more power, and the air ride suspension.
Well, but no, let's all put that aside. What we really were looking for were the inside girly features. That's what we're looking for. Let's be honest.
Well,
but let's be honest. Okay, so we need a bath and a half because a girl needs her own bathroom. Let's be honest, right?
Well, Katrina had to have certain amenities that were required.
Well, no, and I did not get all of them. Look, I compromised.
I'm not sure what you compromised on.
I did.
Okay.
I did, right?
I guess.
Come on.
I guess you compromised on something.
I did.
I'm sure she compromised on something. I don't know off the top of my head, but we decided with a Class A diesel pusher.
Yes.
Was the way we were going to go.
We did.
So we were going to start this full-time journey in a Class A gasser, keeping an eye out for something that we could afford. That was a Class A diesel pusher. And we knew we were open to Tiffins, Newmars, Fleetwoods, and
Holiday Ramble. I found one that was a very nice deal. It was down in Florida, and emailed the person, and she offered them whatever it was, and down we went. And boy, I tell you what.
Well, we bought it.
It has worked out.
We didn't. Well, we bought it sight unseen, sort of. We looked at the pictures online, and it met most of what we wanted with the floor pan. That was another thing. Right. There were a lot of models to choose from, but most of them we didn't like the floor plan.
No,
we just didn't like the floor pan. Right. So this checked off most of the boxes.
Only thing I will say that I don't like about the diesel pushers, I do like the extra bed above the front two seats, but with the diesel pusher, that's kind of strange. Like if you have to get out in the morning and the bed's down, you've got it, crunched down. So we didn't get that. But for us, most of the time, it's going to be Chris and I, and every once in a while, it will be one of our kids, family members, granddaughter, things like that, and it will still work out. We still have 2 extra beds we can make. But for me, I really wanted that back bathroom. That was important. And for you ladies out there or guys that are shorter, I'm 5'3", and maybe 5'2", I'm shrinking, but I think I am. I needed a mirror that came all the way down. And a lot of these RVs, they're very skinny and they don't come down far enough. I could only see the top of my head. So this one really was wonderful.
But we didn't pick the rig based on that.
Oh, we did. We picked it. We picked it, yes, because I needed to be good for me.
Well, we know, once again, we knew we wanted a diesel pusher because we wanted the power, we wanted the air ride suspension. And
we wanted the fireplace.
And we just thought, well, you can get a fireplace in a Class A gasser. We just thought that I just felt more comfortable having those
amenities.
Well, I don't even want to call amenities, but having those things
I thought you were talking about my stuff.
In the RV. I just felt like, we were going to do a lot. We want to do a lot of traveling. And I just thought that a diesel pusher. Now, granted, there are things about a diesel pusher that are going to end up costing us more, an oil change and a service, it's going to be a little more difficult to find a place to have the rig serviced and what have you. But I just felt that the upside for us, a diesel pusher was more suited for full-time living and the amount of traveling we wanted to do, right?
Oh, yes,
right.
I agree.
The Class A gasser was great. It was fantastic. And we were going to start out in that. So, it's a big decision to make. It's a huge decision to make, and we did tinker with the possibility of going with a fifth wheel, but I'm just very comfortable driving this style, a Class A RV, as opposed
and the thing
to...
is, we can always do that down the road. This doesn't say that we're going to stay in this for indefinitely, but for now, and we also wanted multiple slides. We wanted to have a nice big living space.
Yes.
Because we had sticks and bricks like pretty much everyone does, and for me it was important that I didn't feel like I was living in a tin can, just a little teeny space. And this actually works for us.
Well, there are pros and cons. One of the things we're finding out is that it can be a little more difficult finding a place to stay.
That's
making
true.
reservations for a place to stay, because the rig is 38 foot 8 inches, so we have to find places. So staying in a national park is out of question for us. That's not going to happen. And really, to be honest with you, that's not a big deal to us. We'll just stay outside and drive in. So that wasn't a concern with us one way or the other. I think I was more concerned about being comfortable living in the RV as opposed to having an RV that can get into a national park.
And our thing, a nice thing too with this one, and it was the same with our other one, is that even with the slides in, we still, even though our bed retracts some, we can still sleep in that bed when we're parked somewhere. So
and we'll do a video. Nice. We'll do a video on the. We'll tour the RV. We'll do a tour video of the RV.
We will.
We just haven't gotten around to it yet because, quite frankly, the weather's not suited for it right now. But we also have, with the diesel, we have a larger fuel tank, 100 gallons.
That's true.
We have a larger water tank, 100 gallons. All the tanks are larger. The gray water is 75 and the black tank is 50. Okay. So that was another advantage. So we're interested in boondocking. So, with a larger water tank, larger tanks, that's going to allow us to do some boondocking long term.
What do we need? We need one thing to really boondock so much.
Well, we don't.
You
talk about solar? Well, we'll work on that later, but we can make do with the generator for the time being until we can manage to feed.
Sure.
Work in the solar. So it was the comfort of me driving a large, sitting at the view,
and the comfort
driving.
Of Katrina feeling comfortable. I have anxiety.
The fuel and the holding tanks. Now, me personally, I could have gone for a shorter diesel. 35 foot would have worked for me, but then that means no half bath.
That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
that wasn't going to happen.
Once again, Katrina had to have a bath and a half.
Wow.
So she had to have that. That was very important. So
girls, you know how exciting it is when I get up in the morning and I don't have to wait for the bathroom. I mean, he goes in the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, have your fun. I'm back in mine. I can have all my stuff spread out all over the place. It's exciting.
I have fun in the bathroom. So, yes.
Well,
and another thing.
Wait, let's be honest. Sometimes, you're in there for quite a while.
Well, it's a guy thing. Another thing, the residential refrigerator.
Oh, yes.
Having a residential refrigerator.
Yeah, that's important.
Big, huge difference.
The other one that we had was so small, and then, we couldn't put food to around the edges because, the air had to come. It's a whole ordeal. I mean, I could probably have, this much as far as, food in there in a refrigerator this big.
Look, the refrigerator alone is just a game changer.
It's
so nice to have a residential refrigerator in the RV.
Yeah.
And also,
I can actually shop and put stuff in the refrigerator and not worry about going back the next day.
Yeah. So, we have more cargo. We can carry more weight. It's a better ride. The suspension is a better ride.
It is.
The larger tanks. And we got more power. More power. So
you could do what's that noise?
Anyway, we got more power. So we just thought that, and we came across a really good deal. We were interested in. Look, if we could have made it work, we would have bought a brand new diesel pusher. Well, but right now it wasn't doable.
Well, I think right now at this time with things that are happening, I wouldn't want a brand new one anyway.
Right, and plus the price, we just they're
astronomical. It's out of control.
And we just managed to get a good deal on this particular model.
We hire an inspector to come and look at the RV down in Florida before we purchased it.
From the NRVIA. I think that's the National Recreation and Vehicle Inspection Association. So, yeah.
And I called and it didn't take that. I think I had 2 or 3 numbers they gave me, and one guy did respond, and I think within the next week he was able to do that. It was pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a good way to go. But I mean, once again for us, the Class A diesel pusher was something that just it's a matter of preference. You can full time in anything you want to.
Oh, absolutely.
But for us, we wanted a Class A. I wanted a diesel pusher because of the power and the chassis and the air ride suspension. So it was just a matter of preference and just something that would make us feel more comfortable as we're out riding around, driving around. Did you have a preference as far as an RV? Did it make a difference to you whether it was a Class A, B? Well, a B was out of the question.
Honestly, for me, it was a sense of feeling safe. Like I have major anxiety going, over bridges. I have anxiety going, like when we're driving down the road and I'm right beside that cliff. I have major anxieties. I'll be honest with you. But, the diesel, I do feel a little bit safer in it because it's got more power. So I feel a little bit safer in it.
And what about the ride?
The ride's smoother. So
Yeah,
I do
ride.
like that also. And I do like how would I say this? I do like the idea that we can have more items in here with more weight and not have to feel so concerned. Like, do we have to take that case of water out because we're overloaded?
And we pretty
that
much,
makes me feel
so
better.
far, we travel light. I think we travel fairly light.
We do, but
we don't take a lot of stuff with us.
We do, but I will say, when we have family with us, we're going to load up on some more things. So that is going to weigh us down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be few and far between. I think for the most part, it's just going to be me, you, and Tucker.
And we forgot Tucker Bear,
Yes.
our
Yeah.
golden lab mix that
Yeah.
was our daughter's dog, but she's moved to Colorado, so she couldn't take him, and so he is going to go with us. So we'll be talking about Tucker in future videos. But I think the other thing for me was just the layout. I was really concerned with. I realize that we're not going to be in the RV most of the time. We're going to be out doing things, and exploring and enjoying life. But when we are in the RV, I want to be comfortable. And the layout was important to me.
Yeah, it's a very nice
Yeah.
layout. But to me, it was about the power. It was about sitting up and the perspective you get from driving down the road. You have the ability to see farther out and you can anticipate things much better. And those of you who drive in a Class A gas or diesel, you know that. First of all, I like that first and foremost. And second of all, it's just the suspension, the ride of the suspension, and the power of having the diesel. Now, you can make all those things work in a Class A. There are things you could do to upgrade the suspension, which is fine. And there are things you can get up the mountains and all that. And all that stuff will work out. But it's just nice for me personally, knowing that I have that extra power and that air ride suspension.
And that's why there's different options out there, because
Yeah.
something is everyone likes something different. I mean, we looked at a lot of different things, and this is what we came to realize that was for us. But
Now, would you consider something else in the future?
I would definitely consider something else.
I would consider something else, but it would only be a fifth wheel.
As of
for full time.
As
for
of
full
right
time.
now. Now, we did see an Airstream that we did like.
Yeah.
There was one that we did like,
Yeah.
and I would consider that also. But it depends on where we're at in our life
That
and
was
what
a
we're
nice
doing.
Airstream.
It was wonderful.
The classic. Was it? I can't. It was the larger classic. I can't remember the footage. Was it 30 some odd foot?
But it was nice.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
That was
So
very nice.
it just depends where we're at in that time of our life. We don't know. I mean, a couple of years, we may go with something different. Who knows?
Yes. So that is our reason why we chose a Class A diesel RV for full-time living. No regrets at all. Not right now, none whatsoever.
No.
We're very happy with it. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you prefer. Did you go with the Class A diesel, the gasser, the travel trailer? Let us know in the comments below. Give your opinion. We'd like to hear from you guys and see what you guys think.
And if you have a Holiday Rambler, like we do, diesel, let us know what you think of it. Do you like it? Do you have any issues?
Yes.
What's going on? We'd like to
any
know.
advice you can give us one way or the other, we would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for checking out the channel. If this is your first time here, guys, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we release a video. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. If you didn't like a video, then give us a thumb down. That's just the way life is, and that's how things are.
That's how we roll.
And we will see you guys. And remember,
what's that?
any day you can get away
It's a great day.
is a great day. Take care, guys.
Bye. See ya.